Tell me what to say.
Hello and welcome to another exciting new episode of Serious Nibbage with B.R.E.
I bet that's gonna make some people puke. Sorry!
And
Gourmet pens!
gourmet pens.
For those of you who do not know, my name is Aziza.
Aziza. That's right.
Okay.
Today we're going to have a look at this pen, which was sent to us by
Knight's Writing Company, which is actually in Canada. Look. Canada. Oh, I don't know if it says Canada. Canada.
And the pen today is the Kaweco Student.
What? Just in case you're curious. Let's see if it'll focus. Will it focus? knightswriting.ca. Okay? Wait. So thank you kindly to
Yes,
Knight's Writing Company, and we will give more details at the end. Okay. First of all, first impressions. Now, you've probably seen Kaweco stuff before, so you already know that most of them come in tins. Ta-ta-da! I personally like Kaweco tins because I find them quite useful. I put other pens in them, or like hair ties and gadgets and bobbins and doohickeys and stuff. So I really like these. I think they're quite useful. There's not too much waste and stuff. So
No.
the pen, I really was excited about because it's yellow and it's bright and cheery and happy, and I really was looking forward to it, and I think it's really cute. So overall, my first impression is very positive.
I've used the Student before, so
This one is cuter than yours, though. Yours was like a really dark blue. This is cute and happy.
Yes, well, I mean, when I opened the tin, I could barely contain myself, but it's so happy. But it's definitely a bright and stop fiddling with the thing. It's definitely a yellow pen, and it's nice. I mean, it's a nicely made, simple pen. So my first impressions were, yeah, it's a cute pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What makes it special?
Well, I mean, it's not a limited edition or anything.
You're only allowed to use it if you are a student, otherwise you're shot. No, that's probably not true, but it is called the Student, and it's neat.
Yeah, I think is that it's a brightly colored, happy pen, and it's a full size pen.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
it is.
whereas
full-size.
most of Kaweco's other full size pens, like the Dia and the Elite, they're black, right? So they're not as
True, that's a good point.
they're more like professional and stuff. So
the colors of.
so this is more studenty, which makes sense. So.
What was your writing experience?
My writing experience. Well, this is a medium steel nib, and to be honest, I rarely have issues with Kaweco nibs. If anything, they tend to run a little dry, but that's a very easy fix. But this one was fine. It's not like super smooth or anything, but no skips, no hard starts. It wrote fine. You could see it. It's a little nib, but I think it's maybe looks a little small, but it's not really a huge deal, right? Yes.
That's what she said.
So the nib was fine. The section is chrome, but it is indented, so it's got a bit of a little hourglass bit there. So I did find it pretty comfortable to use. I didn't find it. It's a little. I mean, if your hands are particularly greasy or something, you might feel it a bit slippery. But because of that, because of the shape, I didn't slip much. So that's all right. The pen itself is a nice size, and it does post, but then for me it becomes too long. So otherwise, I mean, my writing experience was positive, and it's pretty much what I expect from Kaweco. Like it's simple, reliable, it works, you know.
My writing experience was very similar. It's simple pens, Typically they write very well. I agree with you. I find a lot of these nibs to be on the dry side, but you can fix that yourself. I found the section on this pen to be really comfortable. It's definitely for me on the small side and especially on the thin side, but because of the shape, it's actually quite pleasant. For me, posted is not so big a deal. In fact, I prefer it posted to unposted, but it's pretty well balanced. But even when you post it, it is plastic, so it's not ultra heavy. It's nice, simple, efficient writing, which I think is nice.
Yeah.
Anything you particularly love about it?
Well, I love the color. I think it's, I don't know, I remember seeing yours, which was like a
Blue, dark blue.
a dark blue, which was kind of clear, and I was like, meh. But when I saw this one, I was like, I don't know. It's just really cheery and happy. I like the color a lot. I actually really like the shape of the clip, which I think is kind of like...
It's a bit retro.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that it takes a full-size converter and not their like mini
Little
squeeze
squeeze
thing. I mean, this is a real converter that actually works.
Yeah. It wasn't supplied with a converter though, was it? I think this is we put this in.
I think we put this in.
Yeah, so that's a bit of a downside. But
Yeah. Sorry, I can't recall.
no, I'm pretty sure we did.
But I mean, overall, it's just really cute. It's a nice shape. It's lightweight. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It writes well. Also, the nib can be swapped with other... You'd have to do it like manually, like it's not like a nib unit, but if you are comfortable with swapping nibs yourself, you could put other nibs on there, so...
Yep. Yeah, that's nice because the Kaweco nibs are sold separately, which not every brand does, and are not too expensive, the steel ones at least, and you have extra fine, medium broad, and double broad, so you actually have quite a range of nibs that you can switch around. I love that a lot too. It makes it a very modular design. You can go for a double broad if you want a really characteristic nib, and if you want something for everyday simple writing, medium or fine, you have that. And it doesn't have to be too expensive. I like the price. I think it's a decently priced pen. It's well made. It's very nice and smooth. So, you know, it's just a well put together pen.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, it's not like the most outstanding pen ever, but I mean, it's pretty decent.
It's decent, and it's I think it's decently priced too.
Yeah.
Things I don't like about it so much, I wish this would come with a converter, because I do think it is at a price level where you could start to expect that.
I do agree.
And
just for the record, at Knight's Writing, it's which is in Canada again, it's a 67 Canadian.
Yeah, then I definitely think it should come with a converter.
It should come with a converter, yeah.
I think it's, but to be honest, that's it. I mean, I'm not going to criticize this for having a thin section. If you don't want that, you need to buy a bigger pen. I think that the shape is playful with this hourglass shape here, then it gets broader there, narrows again there. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a well-made, simple pen, and one more positive thing I will mention is it doesn't feel like cheap plastic. It actually feels very robust, very hard plastic that will not just, you know, crack when you look at it. I think that's a very good...
or when you drop it.
Or when you drop it, which occasionally happens. Now, anything you hate about it? Or?
Well, the only thing and it's not a hate, right? It's just that I think it should come with a converter, but it doesn't, and so I can't really do anything about that. But I mean, other than that, I think it's pretty decent. Yeah, it's so okay. So it's 67 Canadian. I would, and I also think if they expanded their colors of these, like how they have the like the mint sport skyline and the gray and the pink and stuff, I think these would be more tempting for me as well, because I really like that it could take a full-size converter. So I would. And I also like that the nibs can be, you know, with most Kawecos you could change the nibs and stuff. So I like that. So yeah, I would. It's a simple pen, but I think the chrome and the yellow look nice against each other, and I don't know, I just like it. I've always been attracted to this model, not necessarily yours, because I thought the blue was kind of blah, but well, this wasn't blah, but it wasn't as exciting and happy as the yellow. So, you know.
Well, I have bought it in the past, so that kind of answers the question.
There's a
I think
hair
it's,
on your sock, and
that's
it's
all right.
close to me.
Yeah, we'll remove it. I think it's a nicely made pen.
It's close.
You have a lot of nib options, and you can expand on your nib options by buying a few extra units.
Yeah, I just think it's cool.
I think it's neatly made, so I would definitely buy it again. Now, is it or is it not serious nibbage?
All right. Yeah, we had the snibometer. Not. Oh no. This usually should be it. Not serious. Serious. Just some things so that you have an idea that it's somewhere in there. And we have chosen. We've chosen not to put numbers because serious nibbage is not an exact science.
When nibs fly.
I'm hungry because I pretty much want to punch him right now. So anyway, don't. I will punch you.
I'm not saying anything.
Affectionate punching,
You're the
but.
ones who's aggressive. Right?
So sorry that there's no numbers, but we cannot quantify it. So I mean, we just can't. I'm sorry. It's just not a science. For me, I'm gonna put it around so like here. I mean, I don't think it's like crazy serious nibbage. I mean you don't. It's not like crazy bang for your buck or something. I mean, it's not a piston filler. It's not a gold nib or anything. But it's a nice looking pen. It writes well. It takes a full size converter, and I'm comparing this to the Sport, which takes that either cartridges or like the ridiculous little useless squeeze converter. So it's a decent pen, and so far it's served me well. I've used it quite a bit, and I haven't had any issues with it. It's quite comfortable, so I like it. So I mean, it doesn't knock my socks off in any particular way. Like, the nib is not crazy and it's not super smooth, but again, a reliable pen. So I think, I mean, considering the fact that it actually writes constantly and doesn't hard start and skip all the time, let's put it a little bit higher.
Yeah, I would put it in a similar spot. Maybe for me, I'd put it a little bit lower just because of the size.
Yeah,
it's not the most convenient size for me.
Mm-hmm.
But, for what it is, I think it's a very well made, well put together pen.
Okay.
And because it's a yellow pen, we have invited an expert who's now going to give you his input on the snibometer. Oh, Nibbage.
Bye-bye.
He puts it there because it's yellow.
Banana! Alright. Banana, I think that's appropriate. So, he's very helpful. Okay, so, what else could you pick? So it's 67 Canadian. Let's just say 67, alright? Because, you're looking at the price range of a Nippon set, the Kaweco, aluminum, which is the pocket size, but in the aluminum. What else do you think? I think you're getting near the price range of the Visconti Classic, but that might be a little bit higher, right?
Yeah, that's 80 euros.
80 euros,
that's-
okay.
that's a bit more. Yeah, I mean,
Some Watermans are around there, right?
some of the
Like the
Watermans, some of
Hemisphere, I
the
believe?
Parkers, like the IM, you can definitely buy. The Urban, so there are some options there.
Yeah, it's at a price where you have a lot of options, so in a way that's kind of tough because it's like, well, how do I pick between these? So for me, the factor that would sway me towards this would be the color, and that's very lame,
yeah,
I guess.
Parkers in yellow.
Yeah,
like this. I mean,
it's a very
that's-
fun color. So yeah, Parker and Waterman tends to be very conservative in their colors. So for me, it'd be like, oh, it's yellow. What do you think? Yeah, yellow. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Are there any other pens that you can think of?
no, I think that's kind of it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, and well, we are actually going to give this away, and because Knight's Writing Company is actually a pretty new company, and just to get the word out that they are out there, they've got B.R.E, Kaweco, I think Noodlers. They got Noodlers Inc. So. Also Waterman. So check them out. And that is, just in case you forgot, Knights. Oh, is this backwards? Oh.
Oh, that's okay.
knightswriting.ca. Anyway, so thank you to Knight's Writing Company
Yes, thank
for
you.
sending this over for review, but also so that we could give it away to you. So maybe to enter.
You can tell us your favorite yellow object.
Yeah, but also, just to, I mean, if you do check out the company, that helps us out as well, because then they'll send us stuff to review and then we can give it away to you. So just, I mean, you don't have to do that, but, you know, consider doing it because that's kind of cool, especially if you're Canadian and you want Noodler's inks. So, yeah.
So, to win this, go to my website, sbrebrown.com, find the post.
I like how he picks his website. Oh, I'm so fancy.
I'm just a cool one. You go to the website, you leave the comment, tell us your favorite yellow object.
We will put the link to the post in the video description.
Yeah. And 72 hours after it goes online, we'll randomly pick a winner. The winner will be informed. If you're not informed, you're not the winner.
The winner will be informed in the comments, so we
Will
will
be
respond
pointed
to the
out.
comments. So if you don't hear, you can always check in the comments to see who has been selected.
Yeah. And that's all there's to it.
And that's it.
We thank the Knights Writing Company again, and we hope this was useful, and we'll gladly see you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.